Whew, is it hot in here or is it just this topic? Let's see.
Be more than human.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is J.R. Carroll. I am the author of the More Than Human novels, and today we are here to talk about whether or not women can write male characters. Now, before we jump into this hot topic, right? My giveaway is still going on. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment. I will randomly go through the comments at the end of the month, and the winner will receive a book free of charge. So check that out. Check out the Patreon, all that good stuff. Now, let's jump into the topic. I was doing a live the other day, my fantasy call-in show, and I had a person on that left a little bit longer comment. Actually, they left a comment at the live and then went and watched the review that I did on this book, and then that's where they put the long comment. And they were asking, well, it'd be cool if I did a video about it. Now, the comment that I had made is I read a book by an author and a big author tuber, maybe the biggest author tuber on the planet, Jenna Morassi. Now, I used to watch her all the time. When I first decided I was going to get serious about writing, her and I Writerly were my two writer people that I went to kind of learn the basics of structure and all these things. And then I went into watching BookTube and stuff like that. So I think she gets a bad rap as far as her books go. There's been several high-profile people who have reviewed her book, The Savior's Champion, and she got some bad reviews on how she uses a lot of cursing, and her view of how men kind of interact. And it's not just her. I've reviewed several books by female authors, and you think to yourself, well, I don't really know how much research they did, or if they're just kind of out of touch. Some of it, I believe, is kind of their worldview and how they hope things would be, and trying to use stereotypes to kind of enforce the theme that they're going on. I think that might be a little bit of it. But I have also seen female authors do great. So the comment that I made was, in her book, and I was actually kind of defending Jenna here. I thought that her book was fun. It was fun. I'm sure she wanted it to be this really deep book, and it wasn't that for a lot of people, and it wasn't that for me. Although I wasn't as down on it as some other reviewers. Me, I was just like, I get it. It's a fun, nothing complicated. I've seen all the twists and turns coming, but sometimes that's okay. The thing that I kind of picked on her about a little bit, and it was in fun, right? Is because I don't know what the word I want to say is. There's an overarching, and I think it's more of a myth. That anytime men write female characters, they're horrible. Women are you don't know how to, and it's kind of that stereotype, kind of like on TV, how it seems that men, husbands are always portrayed as, dumb oafs. That's kind of a thing that runs through, you hear it all the time. Oh, wow, men can't write women, blah, blah, blah. But in her book and in some other books I've read, it seems like anytime that men are alone without women around, they think that the locker room talk is a thing that most guys do, because it seems like they just wanted to talk about women and cussing and picking on each other and talking about sex and all that, and it's like most guys don't do that. Like that's not a normal thing. Maybe in high school locker rooms, maybe that's a thing, but most adult guys or guys in this field, in our people who would actually read these type of books, we really sit and talk about nothing. Like we used to talk about nerdy things mostly, and me and my best friend, we would always just kind of joke around. It's like if anybody just randomly could see in on our conversations, they would be like, "You're talking really intelligently about the dumbest things." I mean, that's most men. So this whole thing about like men talk about like oh, their escapades, and then also a lot of times they'll put in when women aren't around, men are talking, men bad talk women all the time, and that's really never the case. I mean, most of the time that women come up in our conversations, it's positive things like, oh, my wife did this for me, or my girlfriend got me this. Oh, how nice was that? Dinner was, she made dinner tonight. It was great. But like I said, some people will take that on and be like, well, women can't write male characters, and I wouldn't say that. I would just say that I think the people who tend to write men like that, they either have this worldview, this distorted worldview, or maybe they're doing it on purpose. Maybe that's a part of the story. And I may make another video about the flip side of this, because there's definitely can be a flip side of this. But let me know, ladies, what are your thoughts on this topic? Do you like? And I tend to just let the story progress. I don't think about, like, when I'm reading a Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee, I'm not thinking that it's a woman writing this story and how is she writing this male character. I try to take myself away from who's writing this and just enjoy the story. But let me know in the comments, is this something that you've seen? Is this something that you've noticed? Do you think there's any kind of issue with this, or do you think this is way overblown? Let me know. Check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel and my writing, and more importantly,
Be more than human.